Winters are being a bit weird. They're unpredictable, playing havoc with our wildlife and the growing seasons. This year, Andy's rape crop is well ahead and in fine fettle as it's been so mild. So, whereas normally it would be vulnerable to pest damage, over the last couple of months he hasn't needed to be as vigilant with the pest threat.
In normal years, the rape is short, so we've had to hammer the pigeons all the time, bangers, rockets, kites, everything.
However, when the fields are looking this blue, he needs to start making some noise.
Beyond us is about 250 acres that our neighbours have got. They're shooting on there today, and it's worked quite well because they shoot when I shoot. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to today. I think it'll be a half decent day. Cut. Oh, I love the shot.
So kites and noisy neighbours will, we hope, keep those pigeons moving in the long run. Now Crow and cousin Gary need to decide on the best place for the hide.
What, go here?
Yeah, I think so.
Pull forward a bit.
I shoot this time of year.
Do I? Usually it's hard work this time of year, but like I say, that the pigeons haven't been hammered, so it hasn't. We've been having good days. So usually this time of year, the rape's been hammered. The frost has been on it. It's flat, and the pigeons, they've seen everything. They've been shot at a few times, and one shot and they're up and gone. You're sitting here for 3 hours, 4 hours for half a dozen pigeons, whereas we've been going out and shooting 100 pluses every time we've been going. So it's been going well.
So why is that?
Because they haven't been hammered. For that reason, they haven't been hammered. If they've been hammered, they hear one shot, they're gone. They're going to sit.
Why have they been hammered?
Like I said earlier, because the crops are so far forward, we haven't needed to use the bangers and everything. So next door just started shooting, so they're having a few shots. So we get set up and hopefully see what happens. Okay. You're not my hide any day.
The hide is starting to look like a ghillie suit. We've never seen Andy use bracken before, but it's effective.
I'm getting this old bracken. It makes a nice fan, but all I will say is when you're pulling it, be careful because it's dead now, but it still cuts your hands. It's not. It just breaks. It just goes like a razor. It does slice into your hands. So always be careful. A lump of about 150 just come up the hedge, coming in. But there's one there coming off the decoys, but there's no point shooting the big lumps like that, because all you do is educate them. You get one, maybe two, and you educate 100.
He hopes the birds will fly towards the hide along the line of trees to our left and swoop in front, giving the two guns the chance of a shot. It works a dream. The birds are turning nicely and half a dozen fall in a couple of minutes. Andy should be shooting fit, having just returned from an enjoyable game shooting trip to France, where he tried out some new ear defenders from Vario. These are the Vario Revolutions. He wore them for driven boar and pheasant. Not only did they protect his eardrums, but Crowman acquired even more superpowers.
What's that?
They work a good track.
I can't hear you. You like that one, don't you? Thing is, with these earplugs, you can program them to pick up certain noises. Like when you're talking in the hide, I can have it so I can hear you, I can hear pigeons, and it cuts everything else out along with the shot. But it's just a case of programming in what noises you do and don't want to hear. So Jason's going to program these so that when I go home, he's going to program it so that I can't hear the wife. It's going to be brilliant.
That was coming a mile off.
Because some nights when I get home, she does let me have it if I'm a bit late.
Just go through the modes, because he played me the modes. Take them out of your ear and just play the modes next to the microphone.
You want to hear them, do you? I'll take it back there.
You need to hold it next to the mic, yeah?
Right, we've gone goodbye. There's a mic. Shall we get back into the high, because there's a few pigeons coming, David? It's not all about you today. I know you haven't been here since for the last 8 months. So, but no, we're getting a hide and do it.
Everything stops for the birds.
I think I can hear it. So it says game whisper.
I'll stick them in. So if anything comes on up and ready, I can push you out of the way, David. Right, you've got a big button on these ones. So with my big digger hands, I ain't got to worry about, oh, I've got 2 buttons to push, or I've got to push this and I've got to push another one there. It's just a case of pushing the button and holding it. And then that's turned it off. So I push the button and hold it. And she says, welcome to Vario, and it goes straight back to the mode that you've already had it in. So if I've had it in, like I've got it in gamekeeper mode, keeper mode at the moment in both of them. But if I want to go through, I just push it again. Gamekeeper. Whisper. Quiet. Social. I'm not a sociable person, so I would never use that one.
No.
Clay, game, and then we're back to gamekeeper. So, but no, for the time that I've had them, I've only had them probably 10 days now, and I'm loving them. Especially when I was out in France, I was out there, I could hear the boar coming, I could hear the deer coming before they got to me. It was nice. I really did like them. We're going to have to go for a minute though, there's a pigeon coming. In front. The 2 on their backs, I'll just mention that. It's what it pays to come out and check on your decoys. I'm not saying every time you shoot one, but we've got 2 out here on their backs, and that is a pet hate for a pigeon. Got another one there on his back. They don't like all that, so it pays to tidy your decoys up, keep them tidy. The day's plan is, like I said earlier, we're trying to pull them that way, so I'm going to take all the pattern that way, try and pull them in there so that they come through either between the trees or through here.
Yeah.
No, they would have had a bit of grub early this morning. First thing, they would have come here and had a little bit of grub early on, but no, they're not feeding, they're shooting next door, we're shooting, so we're keeping them moving. So now we're plodding away, keep picking the odd ones off, and we're having a good day.
But then the birds stop, really stop, and there's a moment to find out a bit more about this trip, organised by high bird specialist and fellow YouTuber Dave Carey.
So a pretty impressive team of guns, yeah?
Yeah, it was. I'd call it a dream team. There's some good guns there. We had Dave Carey, Mark Windsor, Ed Solomons, Dave Seldrake, Jeff Bones, Sam Green, Seldrick, which was one of the French lads out there, and yours truly. Really nice lads, and to watch the birds coming across, and I can honestly say there was probably only a couple of chippy birds all day. Everything else was middle of the pattern, stone dead. It was awesome.
Andy clearly had a fabulous time, and Dave's film should be out soon. Right, back to the pigeons, and Andy is not missing much at all. The new fitted stock on his Blaser F16 has made a huge difference. He's also been shooting game bore fibre wads for the whole season, and is now on the pigeons with his own fibre clear pigeon shells.
Well, I've done all right today. We're both shooting fiver today. Yeah, I've been doing all right with it. I just tighten the choke up a little bit, but that's about it really. I just put a little bit more choke in. But no, I've been shooting all right with it. Well, you've seen this morning, I've been shooting quite well with it. So, I've got that long one, Mush. I've got that long one, haven't I? He's better than a Labrador, that +1, I'll tell you.
As we start gathering up the birds, their fronts look to have a blush to them. It's not makeup, it's a mud pack.
Davey's just pointed out this one's got quite like a browny coloured belly. And I just said to him that's where they see it's on his feet, where he's been walking about in the clay and it's just rubbed up on his breast all the way through, and on his tails. Yeah.
So it wasn't a winter plumage.
It wasn't a winter plumage, David. Yeah. And then there was the other long one that went round, and that dropped up like that.
Andy and Gary have 60 birds between them and haven't lost a single bird in the crop. Shooting is one skill, marking the bird is another. The day has been really good, cold especially as the bird numbers fall off, but great sport and fun catching up with Gary and Crowman. Andy must have had the varios set to social.